I'm not going to debate whether links are important for your SEO efforts, but if you do want to have a diverse link portfolio, and you should, then you might want to supplement the usual guest posts and link insertions with high authority brand mentioned links. You have a few options if you want to attract these types of links. You can run proactive digital PR campaigns, or you can run reactive digital PR campaigns, with the most popular reactive approach being that of HARO. I've tried to run these campaigns myself in the past, and they're really time consuming. So in the last 6 months, I've actually run 3 campaigns with an agency called Linkifi. And today I'm going to be giving you my assessment, my honest verdict, my Linkifi review if you like, and we're going to be assessing the types of links they delivered, the cost of those links, and ultimately the impact that those links had on the project. So let's dive straight in. Let's kick things off by taking a look at the platform itself. So Linkifi is headed up by Chris Pantelli, who you can see in this video here. Now, I've met Chris. He's a stand-up guy. He's actually not from too far away from me, although now he spends a lot more of his time in Asia. But he has essentially set this up with his business partner, and he's got a fantastic service going. I've got to say, the systems that he's put in place, from what he's told me, they do seem to work like clockwork, and I think that is the key. Now, it's certainly not the cheapest service in the world, but it is backed by a lot of people that I have a lot of respect for in the SEO world, the likes of Charles Float, John Dykstra, Niche Site Lady, Carl Broadbent. There's even myself there. So you can see where this review is going already. But I want to give you an overview of how the system works and the results that I had with it. So like I say, it's not the cheapest. They have link packages of 5, 10 and 20 links, and on the face of it, this would look like each link is going to cost you $650. Now, that's actually not a bad price considering the average DR of the links is over 79, and the types of publications that you can expect to be found in, the likes of The Express, The Sun, Huffington Post, Metro, NASDAQ, Forbes, New York Times. Like, these are places that you just can't necessarily buy backlinks for. Now, because of this, there is a delivery time span on the service, so you do need to bear that in mind. They do also have payment plans as options. You don't necessarily have to pay that $6,500 all up front. They also have this Expertify your website service, which essentially means that they will set up your website so that it has the right trust signals, the right author profiles, in order to be successful with HARO. Now, you may already have these in place yourself. Luckily for myself, we did have them in place, but they will give you advice on that. And Chris was very hands-on with me in terms of making sure that our site was set up and giving me a few tips on how I could do that myself. So once you've decided which package you want, you can just click join now, and then it will take you through an onboarding form. Now, they also have this extra special offer for the extra link. I probably would go for that. Totally up to you. I did just because it was better value. And then once everything's been approved, you will have access to a dashboard that looks like this. So you'll have one of these per campaign. Now, you can see that I ordered a 10 link package for this website, a 10 link package for this website, and a 6 link package for this one. So this was actually a 5 link package plus the 1 extra. Now, you can see they're slightly overdue on the 10th link for these 2 campaigns, whereas this one was much faster, and they got this completed pretty easily. It will depend on the niche, and it will depend on how your website looks and the trust signals that your authors have. Now, when we're talking about the pricing, it's important that we understand exactly what types of links you are going to be charged for. So let's take a look. It is important to say that not all the links that you will be charged for will be do follow links. Now, I don't have a massive issue with this, because if a publication doesn't have do follow links as their usual standard procedure, then it probably makes sense for that link to your site to be no follow anyway. And these do still pass on link juice, and more importantly than that, they are going to be seen and recognized by Google as branded mentions. The other thing that you'll see is that you will get syndicated links. Now, a syndicated link just means that another publication has picked up the same article, syndicated it on their website. Now, you will get charged for some of these but you will only get charged for syndicated do-follow links that meet the metric requirements that Linkifi charge for. The minimum billable DR is 50. Now that is quite low compared to some of their competition. However, we'll take a look at the DR of the sites that I got links from, and their average of 79 plus probably was about right. So I wouldn't really see this as a massive issue. So let's take a look at what they've delivered for my campaign so far. So with this first campaign here, now bear in mind they've only so far charged me for 9 links, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 links there, and the DR that we have on those, typically you can see that the majority of those is above 85 or so, with one being a DR of 58. So we have 12 links there so far. Of course, we're guaranteed to get at least one more, so that would be 13 links. So if we take the total cost of the campaign, which would be $6,500, and divide that by 13, we actually get a total cost per link of $500. Now you can also see the types of publications that we got here: Go Banking Rates, Tom's Guide, Yahoo, Metro, MSN, Tom's Guide again, The Sun, another version of The Sun, iNews, and this was for a UK focused website. So some of these links are great. Really high DR, really high traffic. And you can see here that some of them were not billable because they were syndicated. So project 1 was 500 per link, and our average DR of the links there was 84.08. Let's look at project 2. So this one should have had 6 links. This one has completed, and we actually ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 links. And the cost there was $4,250 divided by those 13 links. That works out to $327 per link. And let's take a look at the average DR here. And again, the average DR there is 84.6. And if we take a look at the final one, we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, 14, 15 links, and we've got at least one more to come in, so that's 16 in total, which again was 6,500 divided by 16 and works out at $406 per link. Let's take a look at the average DR of that campaign. Slightly lower there, but still a very respectable 79.73. And again, if we just take a look at some of the types of publications there, you can see different types of publications for different types of websites. And this one on NASDAQ is absolutely beautiful. It was also a do follow link. It was syndicated, but it's a lovely do follow link. And these Go Banking Rates links are also really, really good to see. Now, this was a finance related site, so you can see the links are actually perfect. Money Marketing, NASDAQ, Go Banking Rates, finance.yahoo, super. Now, it's also important to say, actually, some of these were not actual links. We get the unlinked mentions here. So, of course, these aren't billed, but I actually think the importance of unlinked mentions is ever increasing, particularly in terms of EEAT and also in terms of helping us secure knowledge graphs for businesses and also for authors. So I'm quite happy to have those in there as a little bonus that I'm not being charged for. So overall, my average price per link was $411, and my average DR was in the range of about 82, I would say there. Now, there is a link down in the description below if you are interested in taking a look at Linkifi. That is an affiliate link, it doesn't cost you any more, it helps out the channel, so thanks if you do decide to use that and if you do decide to use their service. Now, in terms of impact, I'm going to just focus on the one site because, to be perfectly honest, the other 2 sites that we ran, they have been hit in the helpful content update, and unfortunately the HARO campaigns were not enough to save them. Now, actually, they've come back a little bit since then, so I think, you know, who's to say what would have happened if we hadn't have run those HARO campaigns. But this site here is the newest website out of all of them, and as you can see, it has a very low DR because it's a very new website. In fact, this website was only started in May and it was set up from scratch. It's in the personal finance sector, and it is an affiliate stroke niche site. Now, we actually started this campaign on the 1st of August. So if we take a look at the data here, you can see from early August, we had very little traffic, organic traffic of about 100, and that traffic has grown gradually over time. Even though our pages haven't particularly gone up that much, the traffic has gone up exponentially in comparison to that, to the point where the traffic, according to Ahrefs, it's about 4,500 hits per month, and that is actually pretty accurate when we compare it to our Google Analytics data. But you can see the backlinks have increased. I'm sure the DR will increase over time. I'm not too concerned about that. The main thing for me, we are getting those branded anchors, and that our overall link profile looks very, very natural. And we've mixed in a handful of guest posts with this too. And when I say a handful, we've literally built 4 guest posts and 1 link insertion to this website. So what is my verdict on Linkifi? Well, I've used quite a few done for you HARO services in the past, and Linkifi is far and away the best experience I've ever had. I love the transparency. I love the dashboard and the email links, the email updates that you get. Chris was even, when we were at a conference together, he even came up to me and said, we've just landed you this fantastic link. I couldn't wait to tell you. He's super passionate about it. And I think that probably passes on through the rest of their staff and through their processes. Yes, it is not the cheapest in the world when you look at it on the face of it, but actually when you break it down per link, when you look at what you don't get charged for, then it actually works out very, very cost effectively, in my opinion. Now, in terms of the impact, I don't think you're going to necessarily see instant impact in terms of ranking changes. Yeah, you might do, particularly if it's a newer website, but what I think this actually gives you is a lot of branded protection. So it's going to elevate your brand. It's going to, without a doubt, give Google an indication of what your brand is and that your brand actually exists and is out there. And plus, if you're doing other types of link building, like guest posting, like link insertions, then it's going to give you a lot of protection and a lot of leeway for error, because all of the links that you're going to get from HARO are going to be brand mentions or links to your authors. So that again is only going to elevate your EEAT, and that is kind of the whole point of it. Yes, it's great to get these super high authority links. Even better if they can come from relevant publications to your niche, but ultimately for me it's about giving that protection and about really elevating your site to become this real brand entity and to allow Google to see that. And that's why I think not just the links, the unlinked mentions are just as important. And for me, as a company, I can't recommend them highly enough. Absolutely fantastic to work with. So if you do use it, or if you have used them, I'd love to hear about your experience down in the comments below. And if this has been useful, guys, give us that thumbs up. Thanks for watching. See you next time.